featuring somebody very special, somebody who is of Filipino descent but was an American Idol finalist. He made it all the way to the finals, one of the favorites of the judges, and he was in the batch that did all their shows during the pandemic. And so the grand finals were shot in their houses, so it was very unique, but he's done very, very well. And this is the first time that he's visiting the Philippines. And so we're very lucky to have him be the guest at Stage Sessions. He's an exceptional talent, and I hope this will be one of many other return engagements here in the Philippines. So welcome, Fransisco Martin.
Thanks so much for listening. I'm excited to be here. Give it up for Stage Session for having me. Appreciate you guys. Shout out Robinsons Magnolia Garden. I have very important news and some big surprises that I'm going to be announcing during this set. Yeah, so let me, without further ado, sing another song for you guys. All right. I know a lot of us struggle through heartbreak, and this is one of my, I keep saying this, probably gonna say this with every song, but this is one of my favorite songs that I've written. It's just the go-to. So I wrote this song in Nashville, Tennessee, which is primarily a country music scene, and I wrote this song called "Hate If You Missed Him." It's about me breaking up with this girl and kind of letting her go because I was a little crazy, you know, a little crazy. So yeah, this is about wanting her to be happy and to find the next one in the future. Well, I don't wanna break when I say your name. Another conversation that doesn't change. When we knew I was on worth the wait it takes to fix it. We're going through the motions like we're on stage and memorize the lines for the roles we played. There's gonna be someone you're gonna meet someday, and I'd hate if you missed him.
First time on stage in a while. Last time I was on stage was during tour last year. So to be able to be in the Philippines for the first time and play my first live show and meet all my fans was amazing.
I didn't even know you had so many fans.
I didn't even know either. I just got here 6 days ago, so I met them and I met a lot of them on social media. But it's almost weird because it's like you know them, but you see them in person. It's like kind of a full circle thing, and I'm just so grateful.
Clearly, they've been following your career, and I think that fan base is going to keep growing. So yeah, it was nice. So, like, you know that you're probably one of the first live shows in a mall since the pandemic.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I don't
This is probably the first mall show that I've seen since the pandemic. So there are many firsts here. But for your the first time people are seeing you right now, not necessarily fans, introduce yourself. I know you're known as Francisco, but what's your nickname? What do they call you at home?
call me Frank.
Frank.
Yeah. It's shorter. I know it's not the prettiest nickname, but it's shorter than Francisco, and I always like hated the long name because people would call me out and be like, Francisco. It's too long.
Are you gonna come up with like a stage name, or is that it?
I think that's it. I mean, staying true to my name, right? There's 8 of us, 8 Franciscans in my family. Starting with my grandpa, all the way down to my uncles and my dad and my brother, cousins. There's like 8 Franciscans.
Wow. So your parents are from the Philippines?
Yep.
They migrated?
Yeah, my dad is from Robinsons Place, and my mom is from Filipinos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Does music run in your family?
Of course. I mean, the only reason why I'm doing music today and why music's in my blood is because of my dad. He was a musician growing up in the Philippines.
That's so.
Yeah, he was playing so many bands back in the day. He was a guitarist, killer guitarist. Showed me the ropes when I was like 8 or 9 with the drum set, and we had a family band. And then it converged, and we had a family band. Yeah, me and my brother and my dad. My brother was a bassist. My dad was the lead vocalist and guitarist, and I was a drummer. Yeah,
it's like Bruno Mars. It's like
almost right, or like Selena with like the Daddy vibe. My dad was a complete Daddy. Definitely showed me the ropes, and like wanted me to do music as a hobby all the time. There was never any sports or anything like that. But for that, I'm grateful because music's in me.
So your dad was in bands when he was here actively?
When he's in the Philippines, he had some bands here and there that he played with his friends, like, and he moved to the States, and all of his neighbors that live around his neighborhood play with him and have a band together. Occasionally he'll play, but he hasn't picked up the guitar in like years. He gave the torch to me.
Carlo told me a little story about how your parents were really the ones who forced you to go into Idol. Can you tell us that story? I think it's so funny.
Yeah, of course.
It's so cute.
This is kind of my point of like my mom and dad like pushed me a lot to do music. I was super insecure and like did not think I was gonna make it in Idol, and like that was a waste of time. Told them that they were just like bugging me, and they wouldn't stop bugging me. And then the night before, they got so mad at me that I kept saying no, that they told me like bahala ka, like I could tell my mom and dad were kind of sad, and I felt so bad. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna try to do any of my songs. I'm just gonna go and show up, and so you guys don't have to like throw it back in my face, and it doesn't become a burden. And then like lo and behold, like I made it to like that round and the next one.
How many rounds did you have to go through?
About like 6. Like
Really?
6 rounds before I even got to get on the judges panel and all that stuff.
Did you? Because that's what we don't see.
Right.
So
all
the
that
first
stuff
few
is
rounds,
done.
how does that happen? What do you do?
It's basically like singing to a bunch of executive producers and like in tiny rooms, like they're all these tiny white wall rooms, and you basically just go through levels of that until like they kind of like shave off the edges and stuff until there's like.
What do you mean by that? You give you pointers?
Well, that and they try to shave off the amount of people that are getting.
Oh, I see.
You know, they kind of like go smaller and smaller, and the people who are fortunate enough to get to the judges round still have to worry about like if they're gonna get aired or not. So it's even if you do get to the judges round, you don't even know if you're gonna get aired. So if you don't get aired, you don't get aired. You're kind of in the Idol archive.
I do remember seeing your audition, and you look really nervous. Was that can you describe that to me?
Yes, definitely was something that did not see coming, but knew that it was bound to happen. Like in some point of this, me being on TV, my first time being around cameras, seeing these judges, I had a lot of anxiety at the time that I was struggling through, and it was just my natural body just going into shock, basically, and I just had to deal with it. But the great thing about that is I learned a lot about myself and my fans that support me because they resonated with me when I felt that way. I actually thought people were going to make fun of me for sweating and like stuttering and being super nervous, but no, it was the total opposite. Everybody could relate and has had that feeling before, and it made me realize how important mental health awareness is.
Was that the first time the judges saw you?
Yes.
They
very
took
first
to you
time.
immediately.
I know. I had my eyes closed the whole entire time, so I didn't know until actually I watched it back that next Sunday and realized like how important this was and how it was going to change my life career path wise, and it did. Before that, I was a college student in San Francisco, just chilling, and now I'm here in the Philippines. I have a music career, signed a label, and all the things I wanted in life kind of come true, so I'm very happy about that.
It was really interesting because you were the batch that went into the pandemic. In other
Right.
words, you were the batch that didn't face the big crowds. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the grand finals were shot at your house. Tell me what that was like.
It was brutal, really brutal.
Really? You think
Yeah.
without people there, it was still not unnerving?
I'm not unnerving. I felt like we got ripped from the actual experience and coming. I mean, like not to say that it was bad. It was more so like something that had to be done because it was either canceling the show or you had to continue from home. And we actually thought we were going to come back at some point, but we didn't. We just stayed at home throughout the finale. And you kind of missed your contestant friends. You missed all the people who you worked with and like, all the production people, like staying in LA, like being in a different place. Like it was a very tough time for all of us as a whole, not just Idol, because it's the world in general. So the fact that they were able to pull it off and still film from home and finish the show is something that has never been done before, but also something that, like, it's so sad. Like, you literally get into a reality television show, which is a once in a lifetime thing, and you get into like a pandemic, which is a once in a lifetime thing, and you get both at the same time. It's almost like, whoa, like, that's I don't know what the cherry on top is, but I guess the cherry on top is my anxiety and depression that came afterwards. You know?
But I just described the feeling. You're probably at home, they were shooting the finals, your parents were in front of you?
Oh, right, yeah.
Behind the camera? What's
Yeah,
that like?
yeah, my dad was basically my production dude. He like did all the set designs, managed to do all the cameras, made sure everything was good, the setup was good. Like, he was working for sure. They had him working.
Awesome. Tell me about your process. Just very quickly, you write your own songs. Has that always been what you were doing before you entered the contest?
Yes, I always knew that I wanted to be a songwriter on the show. And like, I had so many songs in the back, but my process more so, it went from me with a guitar to me with a laptop now, with a couple of instruments, because I love to produce. Producing is one of my favorite things in the world. I like to produce on a song and then write on top of it. That's my favorite process. I feel like a lot of the songs that I've sang today were basically me coming up with the beat and writing on top of it and figuring out the vibe there. But yeah, Idol definitely opened up that pillar for me.
Awesome. You have a lot of heartbreak songs.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You realize that there are a lot of Filipina girls here who find you very eligible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm just teasing.
I was thinking in my head, like, because this is the sole reason why, like, nowadays with my music, I want to actually write more about me and like what I'm really feeling, not just general ideas of like, because like I never wanted to succumb to just being the guy who writes heartbreak songs or sad songs, and I was like, I sat back for a little bit and I was like, it's okay that I'm thinking this because maybe I'll write something different. And now the new music that's coming out is way more personal, way more strategically written. I feel like it's not just about the basis of heartbreak, which is generic things that humans feel. You know, so that's definitely something I had to like kind of look back on and be like, I don't want to change that. And like, I am happy. I'm in love sometimes, and like I want to write about that stuff too. It's not all like dust storms and like.
The last song you sang was really beautiful.
Thank you so much. That's actually a song that's releasing tonight, actually.
Oh,
on Spotify, Apple Music, on PSP. It's the second song on my second upcoming EP, and I'm in love with that song. It's literally about being in love and just being crazy in love with the person you're with, and I just can't wait for people to hear that side of me.
Frank, is this one of the first times we're going to see you? Are we going to see you back in the Philippines? What do you see? What do you see happening? Maybe.
I've been here for 5 days. Felt nothing but pure enjoyment and excitement. So I'm definitely coming back for sure.
And maybe collab with a lot of the local artists as well. And
yeah, I mean, if they want to collab, let's see. I don't.
I would love to hear you sing in Tagalog.
I could sing. Which I've done it quite a few times here.
Like, what song do you know?
I butchered the same exact song every single time I try to sing it. It's like Ako'y Sayo.
Ako'y Sayo.
Yeah, every single time I try to sing it, I butcher it because I haven't sang it in like 3 years. But with a little tweaks with the little rusty ears, I feel like after not singing Tagalog songs in a while. But I used to learn them because my dad would make me learn them. And I never spoke the language, but I could understand it, so I knew what they were saying in the song. It's just that I find it easier to sing Tagalog than to speak it or something. It comes fluently in my head when I sing it. I guess that makes sense because it's a song. But,
when you come back to do a concert, expect that in your repertoire.
I hope so. I want to come back and play more shows and obviously create a bigger fan base over here. I almost felt like with the pandemic, I didn't have a lot of leeway or reach to my fans here in the Philippines, and it's such an important marketplace and important thing for me, to be able to cater to my fans over here. But now that I'm here and I'm finally releasing releasing a song here for the first time in the Philippines. Like, this is crazy. Like, I finally have everybody reach and I can share my excitement and they can share the support that. So yeah.
Looking forward to that. Well, thank you so much. Glad to meet you. Want to say anything last to your fans?
Yep. Thank you so much for having me here in the Philippines. I've had a great time, and yeah, time to keep enjoying life here.
Good one. Thank you.